Hello once again from Friary Park. Now, corruption is a strong word, isn't it? But it's one that's cropping up quite a bit here now. I'll tell you why. It's looking as though the developers are pretending to be making a huge loss at Friary Park so they can justify reducing over time the amount of social and other affordable housing to actually boost their profits by millions of pounds. So lying about your level of profit to get what you want. That sounds very much like corruption to me. So let me give you the details. Many of you will know by now that Ealing Council plan to vote on the latest Friary Park planning application, but at the 11th hour removed it from the agenda of the planning committee. We at Captain Towers asked the council why they had withdrawn the application, but they wouldn't tell us. Well, we've studied the official documents, all of them. And here's the truth in the matter. Mount Anvil, the Friary Park developer, stated in their application from last September that their project had overpromised on affordable housing and was unviable. They said they were making a loss of £30,330,000. Now, Ealing Council have to commission their own viability report that included one by the GLA, the Greater London Authority, that's the local government above the council, as well as another by a private company called BPS. Now, both teams of experts came back with exactly the same verdict. Shockingly, that Mount Anvil's figure of a £30 million deficit was massively inaccurate. In fact, would you believe it? Both teams of experts said there was no deficit. There was actually a surplus of £18 million. That means the difference between Mount Anvil's claim of a deficit and the experts' calculation that there's a surplus amounts to nearly £50 million. That's the degree to which the Friary Park developer has lied about the viability of their plan. I mean, ask yourself, what developer in the world would proceed with a project which was leaving them with a £30 million deficit? It's just absurd. And it's not true anyway, as the viability experts have shown. Mount Anvil were on their way to making very good profits out of Friary Park. But as always, they wanted more. They thought that if they could fool people into believing that they had a huge deficit, decision makers would allow them to build more towers, but with less affordable housing as a proportion of the whole, like axing the number of social rent homes, as I explained in the previous Captain Towers video. Well, their plan hasn't worked, has it? They've been caught out, not just by Captain Towers, but by the viability experts too. Ealing Council's planning department has been going along with the developer's totally dishonest planning application until they found out that Captain Towers was intending to broadcast this murky story. And that brings us up to date, up to last week, when they withdrew their application from the agenda of the upcoming planning committee meeting. Let's be clear here, the council has been aware of this situation for over 4 months now, yet they continue to host this discredited application on their website. So now that we know all of this, surely Mount Anvil must be made to withdraw their dishonest application immediately. And if Ealing Council fails to bring this about, they will be seen quite rightly as collaborators with a developer engaging in some very dodgy practices to boost their profits. Many people would call that corruption. It's certainly not what you'd expect from a council that calls itself open, honest, and transparent. Thanks for watching.